Oh, what you're thinking.
No, you
You're
don't.
recording now.
You really don't want to know what I'm thinking.
Pure energy.
Just I'm thinking about chocolate most of the time.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you know it's an Information Society who wrote that? Who had that song?
I don't know.
You don't want to know what they're thinking.
I don't know if I know that song. So that's that.
Yeah, Information Society is the name of it. They're a weird, like, one-hit wonder from. It's really funny. Is like they have such strong like UK vibes, but they're from Minnesota.
Well, WrestleMania is next year.
In Minnesota?
I think it's Minnesota.
That's
No, it's
interesting.
Minneapolis.
Which is in Minnesota.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah. I think it was Minneapolis. Yeah. Or was it Las Vegas? Wait. Okay, forget it. I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. We were talking about Information Society, and it just went from there.
I didn't know I was like talking about the Royal Rumble or SummerSlam or WrestleMania, but I'm pretty sure one of them's coming from Minnesota. But then I think next year is Las Vegas is either WrestleMania or SummerSlam. I can't remember which one.
Yes.
Um, but anyway, it's not important. Unless you want to keep talking about Minnesota.
Well, so I was to go on a small talk about Information Society because I'm not done talking about them apparently.
Okay.
I remembered like I this is not the first time I fell down into a weird like research hole about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I found this like post on this guy's website, and he was like the number one Information Society fan of all time. And I was, it shouldn't
Number two.
surprise you. It shouldn't. Number two behind you.
You were number two.
I'll take number two. I feel like there's
Yeah.
not that many other people that just me knowing who they are in the year 2024 puts me in the top two. Um, fucking clowning on them for some reason. Anyway, yeah, I just like he was like talking. This post is like so passionate talking about them and everything, and I was just it's that kind of reminder. Years ago, when Tom King did the Heroes in Crisis storyline at DC, which was like a weird half-assed take on like what superhero mental health looks like. I remember this one person on this message board was so excited because it looked like this character called Blue Jay was going to be featured. And like, who's Blue Jay, Dylan? Do you know who Blue Jay is?
I don't think I know what's going on at all.
Okay. So Blue Jay is a character from DC that is kind of like
A bird.
Hawkman, but the Atom mixed together. So he has wings and he can fly, but he can also shrink really small.
Okay.
So this guy was so excited about this character being featured in Heroes in Crisis, and then like the character got killed off in the first issue,
Uh,
and and it's just like I get it's like kind of that proof that everybody is somebody's favorite character, and everybody is someone's favorite band.
yeah, I think so. There's loads of bands I listen to. I'm like, these guys fucking rule. I'm like, nobody fucking knows who they are.
Hi,
Okay.
everybody. Welcome to the Smark Avengers. My name is Corey, and with me is Dylan. Sadly, we have no John. This John has run away.
He's on a he John, unfortunately, was in a bar the other day and he was drinking a lot and got into a tussle with somebody, and it ended up with him being challenged to a around the world trip. And so John had to go and do that. I don't know if it's in 80 days or not. He didn't. I'm just going off the information he sent me in a very rushed telegram, but it seemed like he was on his way to buy a blimp of some sort to go around the world, and that means he was going to miss today's recording, which
Was
is
he
a
with
shame.
Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan by chance?
He didn't mention that, and I feel like if he was, he probably would have mentioned it. Feels like the kind of thing you'd let me know about. If I was with
Yeah.
Steve Coogan, I'd phone you up.
I was to say, are you a big Steve Coogan fan?
I'm a moderate Steve Coogan fan.
I'm okay with Steve Coogan. I felt like he was everywhere for a period of time, and then he just stopped.
Yeah. Well, he made $1 billion money, so
He did. You know what movie everybody tells me is really good, but I saw it and I thought it sucked? 24-Hour Party People.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's about it's a movie about like the Hacienda Records and like Joy Division and the cult and stuff, and like the
Hmm.
people who were like behind the scenes of it. I thought it was dumb and kind of goofy, but a lot of people go, "That's one of the greatest like rock and roll films of all time," and I'm like, I will have to take your word for it because I did not care for it.
I bet John would have seen it.
I bet John would have seen it, and I bet John would have had amazing opinions on it.
Yeah.
And if you want to see opinions like what John probably has written for 24-Hour Party People and the 391 other movies he's watched so far this year, go to Letterbox and follow him at Big John Bowski.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, we're getting all the pitches out of the way.
Yeah. Well, we're pros, man.
Yeah, seriously, we're just finding all these great segues.
That reminds me. Are you hungry? Because today's episode is sponsored by Shreddies. You gotta eat
Shreddies? What's
Shreddies.
Shreddies?
What you know what Shreddies are?
What are Shreddies?
You do you have Shreddies?
I have no idea what Shreddies are. No.
It's like it's a breakfast cereal.
Oh, it's like shredded wheat.
Kind of. They're like little squares.
Okay, yeah, I think we have something like that, but they're not called Shreddies.
What do you guys call them?
I think they're just called like shredded wheat.
No, because we have shredded wheat, and it's like a big, like a brick kind of thing. It's a big thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I'm looking this up now. Shreddies.
Shreddies
cereal.
are like little squares.
I'm seeing Shreddies. Yeah, I
Yeah.
see these. I don't think I've ever seen them in stores.
Okay.
But yeah, I think
they-
they're just. Yeah,
Do they not have Shreddies in America?
I don't think so. I'm gonna go to the grocery store tomorrow morning, so I'll report back
Get frosted Shreddies. They're really good. I used to get them
if
all the
they
time.
are there.
Yeah, I used to get them all the time. It's good to get some wheat. You know, I don't know if they actually have wheat in them. I have no idea what the ingredients of Shreddies are. Yeah. So there you go. Report back with your
The Shreddy
breakfast
update.
cereal recon.
I have veggie Cheerios right now, which are Cheerios that are made with like plant-based stuff. So it's like broccoli and beets.
Right, but like, aren't they made from like oats and wheat and shit, which are plant based?
Yeah. It's just more of a vegetable kind of like vibe to it as opposed to just like grains.
I don't want to be rude, but broccoli Cheerios sounds fucking awful.
I mean, it's okay.
Okay, well, I'm glad you are indifferent to it, but I love Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios. That's a good Cheerio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But broccoli Cheerio, I don't know. I don't think I can get on board with that.
I mean, they put like apple juice in them, so they taste less like vegetables.
Apple juice, sorry.
Yeah, it's
Cheerios.
Yeah. So it's like apple juice infused with like beets and broccoli and stuff.
This sounds. The more you're describing this sounds terrible.
I've had the box for like 2.5 months. It's not empty yet.
And
Which
you,
it either means I'm not a big breakfast cereal person or I'm not a big veggie Cheerio person.
and you eat this with milk?
Apparently,
Is that how you eat it?
I don't know. I'm dry cereal kind of person.
You don't eat milk? Drink milk, I should say.
You know, if you're eating milk, it means the milk has gone bad.
It's ice cream.
It's turned into a lump. No, I'm vegan.
Oh,
I
that's
have
a
oat
shame.
milk.
Oh, you missed out
'Cause I
on
also
so
have
many delicious
So I
things.
also have a nut allergy, so I can't have almond milk.
I think all that stuff like almond milk is weird because almonds don't have teats.
They got little titties. You just gotta
You
look for
can't
them.
milk them. How do you milk an almond? You don't milk it. You smush it up, and that seems
Smush it up.
worse. That seems worse to me. You know what I mean? That seems way destructive. Just squishing something just to get its delicious milk. You know?
I think
Whereas-
John's gonna regret leaving us to our own devices too many weeks in a row.
John's gonna be super happy that he decided to fuck off on a hot air balloon instead of being on this episode.
With Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan.
We don't know if they're there. We don't know. This is just pure speculation on our part. You know what I mean? But if John texts us to say that yes, he is with Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan, we'll keep everybody updated throughout the course of the podcast because it's very important. Speaking of the podcast,
Yeah,
we're actually doing a show right now,
apparently.
but Corey has no idea what the show is about.
Nope. And that's why I feel like it's going the direction it has been.
And I'm supposed to know what the show is about.
Yeah, so what's the show about, Dylan?
I thought it would be fun to do a show where I don't tell Corey what the show is. I
Okay.
had an idea and I thought I'll wait till we actually start recording because that way you get like a live reaction. You know,
Okay.
it's unfiltered,
Yeah.
unscripted, uncensored,
Mhm.
uneven, Undertaker, all the other
Yep.
words that begin with "on."
Me and Mark Calloway.
Yeah, he's not. He's with John.
Yeah. So he's chasing. John's in a hot air balloon.
He's
with the
chasing
Undertaker.
John. Yes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Boy, I'm starting to get a like weird Raising Arizona vibe where John is like running away and there's this biker Undertaker is behind him the whole time.
Yes, this is what's happening. As is my understanding of the situation.
Yes.
And I may be incorrect, but I don't think I am.
Okay.
I think I've got this all. So again, John will be able to. John will be able to tell us if I'm correct or not next week.
All right. Well, we'll ask him next week. John, is this a situation that you need to talk to us about? Are you safe? Are you alone right now? Is he there?
We have to remember to ask him about this.
I don't
Let's
think
not
we
forget
will.
by next
I
week.
don't think we will. Anyway, so Dylan, what's this episode about there, bud?
Let me tell you, Corey, I got a lot of emails, I got a lot of letters, I got a lot of correspondence from all of our lovely fans. We have so many fans. You know this. You've seen the numbers. You've seen the metrics. We have fans all across the globe, which isn't a lie. I know it sounds like a lie, but it's not.
Yeah, right? It's not. That's actually a truthful
we
statement.
Actually have literally have fans. Well, we have people who listen to the show. I don't know if they're fans or not.
Hey, you keep listening to us. You're making your bed there. You got to lie in it eventually.
Maybe they listen to us because they hate it. They got these fucking gobshites doing this show again. You know, who knows? I don't know. But you know, we're always getting inundated with questions from the fans. You know, and you did an episode where you talked to me about some stuff, and now I think it's time that we turn the tables and I do an episode where we ask questions to you.
Oh, okay.
So I have compiled a big list of all of the questions that the fans have sent in.
Okay.
And
all right.
All of the questions that our numerous fans from across the world have emailed in or handwritten to me, which is very strange because I don't know where they got my address from. I'm a little worried about that.
One of them was in the form of a singing telegram.
Yeah. You know, it's one of them was like Morse code, and I don't even know how that got to me. I don't know Morse code. I don't have a Morse code machine. Very strange. But I got it. So we got lots of questions. And they're all for you because you're the most interesting member of the show. Because,
really? Okay.
You know, I don't know what that's what the people tell me. And all the people wouldn't lie to me, would they?
From their lips to God's ears.
Exactly. Am I God?
Yeah.
That's a statement that's probably going to come back and bite me on the ass at some point.
Sure.
That's probably not what I want put out on the internet, is it?
Probably not, no.
Because now I'm going to get emails. They'll be like, dude, I prayed to you and you didn't listen. They're like, well, you were really boring.
All right, let's get on with it. What's going on?
Okay, so we got some questions. We're gonna interview Corey. This is gonna be Corey. This is your life.
Oh Jesus Christ!
But not really like that.
Yeah, that's
because we don't have the
budget,
the scope. We don't have it's not wide enough. We're probably gonna ask you questions about comics.
Oh, okay.
You know,
that's fair.
Because that's what the people like. That's what they listen to the show for.
Mm-hmm. They certainly
you
do.
Know, they don't listen to it for the witty banter, or the snappy one-liners, or all the other stuff. No, they listen to it for the pure comics knowledge. And
Okay.
you're the one that delivers that week in and week out. You know?
Sure.
So let me see. This letter is from what?
Nothing. Just keep going.
Oh, I will. We got an hour of this shit.
We do, don't we?
So you probably wondered, can he make up a bunch of names in an hour? I think so. I think I can do it. So by make up, I mean read off this sheet of paper.
Yeah.
Because I wrote them all down. These
Yep.
are all real people whose opinions need to be shared, and we're gonna do that. So, John, this first question is from Tommy Two Tone, and he wants to know, why do you like Superman so much?
All right. Well, so this is for Tommy. A big fan of the single. I'm not sure about the sequel to the single where Jenny's back with a new attitude. That was a weird choice for you to put that one out, but
Hey man, don't slag him off. He's a fan.
I'm not slagging him off. I'm just giving constructive feedback.
Do people in America use that term, or is that a very
So,
Northern Ireland thing?
it's a European thing. I don't think we slagging off very much.
Is it European? Like, I wonder, does John know that? Because we say that a lot, and I wonder if slagging is a UK thing in general or just a Northern Ireland thing. Because we're a small nation. We have a lot of like curios and idiosyncrasies that we do that doesn't always translate.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever John comes back, we'll ask him that as well.
Yes, we'll write that down.
Yeah, I hope you're writing them down because
Opinions on slagging off.
Yes, perfect.
So, all right.
Yes.
So it depends on how intensive an answer you want right now.
How long can you talk for?
I mean, I could talk for a bit.
How much time can you kill?
So, all right. So let's get into potentially uncomfortable waters. I am from a very not great environment, and I did not have
America.
a positive. Yeah, right. I did not grow up with a positive male role model in my life. It was not from a vacancy. They were just very terrible people. So what I did have was I had comic books that I would get at yard sales. And as you know, I'm reading the various little odds and ends, like issue here, issue there, whatnot. Superman was one that I just really like stuck with because he's a character that is kind and optimistic and tries to find the best in people and the best in situations, and kind of just showed me the kind of person I want to be. So that's kind of the reason, like, I like Superman not for like the powers or not for like the big storylines and stuff. It's just more of like the persona that he has developed over the 80 some years that he's been on Earth in our consciousness.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really it. It's just this idea of like in Superman and the way that he interacts with the world around him and trying to see the best in people, even people like, you know, like a Lex Luthor or a Metallo, and approaching things with empathy and kindness is just something that I just recognized as something that I wanted in myself.
I think that's a good answer. Because I think that a lot of people do see that in Superman. It's not just the power base, but it's the actual kind of the morals and the statue of a man that he is.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of inspires other people. The goodness, the wholesomeness of that man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's like you said, that was a big factor for me, is just, you know, his best friend was the kid photographer at the Daily Planet. You know, his biggest fan is the burly, you know, tavern owner by the shipping yard, who's kind of like comes across as like a total brute, but like is just a genuinely nice person when you get past that. You know, the kid from the middle of nowhere who moved to the city and kept those kinds of like that same aw shucks kind of values to him in a world that's very cynical and very cold.
Yes.
To be to be a source of warmth is something that I think is very important.
He has a lot of optimism.
Yes.
And I think that's why, to draw parallels between the comics world and the Smark world, like that's kind of why people would call it. Well, they did not why, but it's in hindsight, it's worked out why people would call John Cena like Superman, because they called him Superman originally because he kicked out of everything. He always won, and he seemed to be all powerful. But in retrospect, when you look at it, he is Superman because he's eternally optimistic, and he's a good, wholesome boy, and he's always good. He's always like that beacon of innocence and wholesomeness that you kind of need, especially in the WWE where it's full of bastards.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of bad boys running around there, bad individuals, and John Cena was always that never give up kind of, we're gonna win kind of character. And
yeah.
So in retrospect, it's funny. He's like Superman on two different levels, So that was a lovely answer.
Thank you.
I hope that Tommy Two Tone was satisfied with that answer. Do not email me again.
You know that song 8675309, that phone number, I think one of the places that phone number would direct to is like a junior high school in West Virginia. Right? It's wild.
Why has he got the number of high school?
Jenny, I want your number. Yeah.
It's weird that he would have the phone number of a high school. Maybe we should.
I mean, he found it on a bathroom stall wall, right?
Well, that's also creepy.
Yeah. Why are you calling this random person?
Why didn't he phone the number before he wrote a song about it?
Well, and like that was probably left by like a jealous ex-boyfriend who was wanting to humiliate her or just cause her an annoyance by having a bunch of strangers call her.
Well, no, they had to change their fucking phone number.
Yeah.
Which is an inconvenience.
Wreaks havoc on stuff. Yeah, wreaks havoc on stuff. Like you change your address or something, you have to remember every other place you've had your address listed.
Yeah. It's a good way to be mischievous, though.
It is.
Yeah. I like that. Okay. So, would you like another question?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay. This one is from Donovan Clintley. I think that's what it says. My handwriting's terrible. Donovan Clintley. And he asks, fuck, marry, kill the three weird guys from the Swamp Thing animation show.
Fuck, marry, kill the three weird guys from the Swamp Thing.
No, I would argue that wasn't a question, but I'll let it slide.
No.
I'll let it slide. So remember, there was the Snakehead, there was Bugman, and who was the third one?
So it was like Dr. Zaius, who was the snake guy, Weed Killer, who was the bug guy,
Weed Killer was the bug man,
Skin Man, the bat guy.
The bat guy, that's who it was. I couldn't remember who the other one was.
So I mean, if we're doing fuck, marry, kill, I'm gonna marry Weed Killer because he has a job, and that's important. He's gonna bring an income into the family, and you're
gonna marry the fucking bug thing?
He's got a job.
Not anymore.
Well, I mean, he already has all the equipment. He's gonna go into freelancing as an exterminator.
If you phoned up an exterminator and said, "Come on over," and then that guy got out of the van, you'd be like, "Fuck you! You exterminate yourself. What are you doing?"
So, okay, let me throw this back at you then. Are you more than likely going to marry the snake guy or the bat guy?
I would marry the bat guy.
Why the bat guy?
Because we could fly, and
well, see, I was gonna say fuck the bat guy because his name is Skin Man. He's already like partway there.
He could fly, and so I could ride on his back, and we could fly into the moonlight and sing that song from Aladdin.
Story? Oh, I was gonna say like Never Ending Story, where you're like riding on Falco.
No.
Or Falcor, not Falco. Falco wrote Amadeus and Der Kommissar. You're not gonna ride him.
No, in my scenario, we're riding on a magic carpet, but the magic carpet is him, and also he is Jasmine, or I am Jasmine. I'm not sure. One of us is Jasmine.
There's your thumbnail.
But it has to have both of us in it.
Okay, yeah.
So
I'm not gonna be the bat guy.
So I'm the bat guy.
And I'm Jasmine? Jesus Christ, this is taking
Do
so
you
many
want to be?
turns.
Well, yeah. Do you want to be Jasmine or bad guy?
I'll be the bad guy.
I'll happily be Jasmine.
I know who you will be.
I'm happy to be Jasmine.
You already got the long, pretty hair.
Thank you. I'm glad you noticed.
Of course they did. And I guess kill the snake guy just because his arms and hands were so weird to look at.
I would 100% kill the bug man.
The bug man really disturbs you, but I'm
Yeah.
still looking at just like that is a man who has had a career. He has a skill set that he knows he's good at. Obviously, he's still very dedicated to it. And yeah, I just feel
don't
like
know,
he would
man.
start his
I
own
don't even
freelance
know if
business.
he's employed. Like they call him weed killer, but like that's the shit he could just do by himself. You know what I mean? Like he just went home one day and ordered a kit off eBay, and then was like, I'll just do this in my spare time. He's not good at it, but he does it, and everybody in the neighborhood knows it, and they hate him for it. Like, here comes weed killer, just spraying fucking illegal toxins over everything. Yes, it did kill the weeds. It also killed all of the animals in the vicinity. He's a pain in the ass. We don't like him. Also, he's a fucking bug monster. That's also really frustrating to have to open your window and see that guy. Here he comes again with his toxic cloud of weird shit, and also his bug face. This is not ideal.
I went to the DC database that has an entry on the Swamp Thing television series, and it stated that Dr. Anton Arcane transformed him into a leech-like bog sucker monster. Are bog suckers a thing?
I don't know.
Bog sucker. Google search.
That sucks the actual bog.
I'm getting responses of a bird. That's called a woodcock.
Ah, woodcock. Oh boy, that's a great name.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's a henchman of Dr. Arcane. So that that implies that there's a bit of employment there.
I mean, I guess, but like they probably don't get paid much, and then also if he's getting paid for that, the other ones are also getting paid for that. So you singling him out as the employed one, null and void. You know what I mean? See my logic here?
I see your logic.
Yeah, marry the bad guy. I guess that means I have to fuck the snake then.
Yeah.
But hey, it's better. I'm gonna say this. Put this on the record, which we are doing because this is recorded.
This is recorded, so technically it is on the record.
I would rather fuck the snake guy than fuck the bug man. There you go. I said it. Can't take it back.
I don't know who like these descriptions are terrible because it's Dr. Demo, the snake-like voodoo doctor who is transformed into a fanged serpent monster. I don't know why we just can't say snake.
Snake. Say snake twice.
And Skin Man, who is a zombie-like man who got turned into a fanged bat. You mean a bat?
As opposed to the defanged bats.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ.
I don't like him being called Skin Man.
Yeah, that was his name, Skin Man.
All men have skin.
Weed Killer, Dr. Debo, and Skin Man.
See, that's why Dr. Debo was the. Who was he? Was he the snake?
He's a snake guy.
You wouldn't want to fuck a doctor?
I see. My brother's a doctor, and I know how doctors and nurses are, and that's a whole thing.
Right, because you're not marrying him.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean? Good.
But if you marry him, he already has a top hat, so he's already like partway there to the wedding.
Oh, boy, you can't buy a top hat. Come on, now.
No, I'm just saying he's already got it.
Wait. What was your list then?
I guess I'm gonna kill the Snake Man because his arms distressed me. I'm gonna marry Weed Killer because he seems to have a history of employment, and I'm gonna fuck Skin Man because he's already halfway there by the fact that he's showing the most skin out of all of them.
Okay. Interesting.
Can we move on from this question? I feel like we're taking too much time on this.
You didn't like this one? This is my favorite
No, it's
one.
fine. I just feel like we've already touched on everything that can be touched upon.
We covered it pretty succinctly.
I think we did. Very thorough.
In the comments, please let us know what your fuck, marry, kill list would be. We're very interested.
Which of the unmen are your men?
Yeah, let us know. Draw a picture of them. I did.
Erotically. Rule 34 unmen. Oh boy, Dylan, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
No.
Yeah,
I bet it doesn't exist. I bet it doesn't exist.
Rule 34 unmen.
There's no way somebody has done that. It's too obscure.
That's the rule of the internet. That's why it's Rule 34.
I think we find something that doesn't exist. And the irony of us putting this on the internet, it will be that now that we've said this, somebody will hear this and then create that art. But in
There's
this,
a lot of Swamp Thing fucking Poison Ivy though. Jesus Christ.
yeah, well, but is there Swamp Thing fucking the bat? I don't think so.
How many pages are there? Oh my god.
6.
I hope it's Jesus.
I mean, I'm glad that you're looking at this because I'm not.
Honestly, there is Dylan. I think you're right. I think we broke Rule 34. There is no unmen. There's a lot of Swamp Thing fucking various DC characters, but none of them are the unmen.
Until this episode goes out and some prick is going to create that and then tweet it out.
Yeah, I got friends who are artists who may be listening. Go ahead, draw some unmen porn for us, please.
Have they made Sonic the Hedgehog porn?
No, but I've told that story to enough people. It's like one of the funniest things of yours I've ever read, and it fucking killed me. You've mastered the art of repetition.
What?
You mastered the art of repetition.
Oh, okay.
Something is funny and you keep repeating it, it gets funnier, and then it makes a loop where it stops being funny, but if you keep going, it'll get funny again.
Yeah.
You mastered it.
Yeah. I really hammered it home.
Sure did.
Yeah, just like Knuckles did.
Yep, just like 92 pages of Sonic the Hedgehog fucking.
he's a attractive hedgehog. Maybe we should move on.
Probably.
Maybe we've talked about cartoon porn long enough.
Yeah, we've already broached the subject enough.
Oh boy, Corey, I sure hope none of the questions that are coming up have anything to do with cartoon porn. Wouldn't that be awkward?
Who is that? Donovan? Great question.
Donovan Crinkley, I think.
Yep. Good job, Donovan.
Thank you, Donovan. Although, like we said, it wasn't really a question.
It's more of
we
a
could have just been
request.
making a statement. So you got to be careful with your questions. These are important. We're asking questions to Corey here. You know, please give the man some respect.
Yeah, for God's sake. All right, what's next?
Okay, let me see. What is next? Okay, so this one is from Gloria Gravedigger, and she wants to know, who do you think is faster, Quicksilver or the Flash?
I think the Flash is faster just because the Flash is able to tap into the Speed Force, which allows like time travel and whatnot.
Yeah.
Quicksilver doesn't really have that ability. I mean, he can run really, really fast, obviously, but the Flash has that little bit extra that, allows him to do all of the nauseatingly long list of superpowers that we discussed on the Kill the Flash episode.
Okay, but what if we were to imagine, and rightfully so, that the Speed Force thing doesn't exist?
Then it becomes a question of which Flash are you talking about?
Imagine you squished them all into one Flash.
I would imagine Wally West would still be faster than Quicksilver, but I could buy Quicksilver being faster than Barry Allen or Bart Allen or Jay Garrick.
Do you think Quicksilver is the fastest character in Marvel?
I think so.
This one was from me. I ad-libbed this one.
I think so. Because the other Speed characters are like Speed, which is from the Young Avengers, and then North Star.
Yeah, North Star is not faster than Quicksilver.
Yeah, I think Quicksilver is probably the fastest of them.
There can't just be 3, right?
The only ones I can think of, unless you want to go to like what is it, Squadron Supreme? Isn't there a character named Whizzer?
There is a character called Whizzer, but I don't think Whizzer is faster than Quicksilver.
Because I remember that was on the animated Spider-Man. They met the old man Whizzer.
They definitely, Spider-Man definitely had an enemy called the Whizzer.
No, he was like an old friend, like an old man.
No, Whizzer was an enemy, wasn't he?
No, he was a friend.
I'm pretty sure. Okay, anybody listening to this?
Allies,
please...
Spider-Man and S.H.I.E.L.D. He was a member of the 6 American Warriors.
What? Oh wait, what are you referencing?
This is this 90s Spider-Man animated cartoon.
Right, but I mean in the comics, wasn't there a character called the Whizzer?
There's the Wizard, but this is Whizzer.
No, I'm pretty sure there was a character in the comics.
Hold on. Okay. Got his powers on a trip to Africa after being bitten by a cobra and given a blood transfusion from a mongoose.
What?
Yeah, there you go.
Overly complicated.
Yep.
Also, I don't believe that's possible.
Nope.
I don't want to be that guy.
That is some fucking comic book logic of like, well, what kills cobras? Mongooses.
Yeah, but then wouldn't they just balance each other out?
I guess that's the goal.
How
Oh,
would it?
Speed Demon. I forgot about Speed Demon in Marvel.
Speed Demon. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
from
pretty.
me. I still think Quicksilver's faster though.
I feel like Quicksilver is faster than all the people we've named.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's
Um,
faster than Wally, but he's definitely faster than the others.
so is he the fastest Flash?
Yeah, Wally's the fastest Flash.
Has this been documented?
It has been documented.
Okay. What speed? Like 50 miles an hour?
Let's see.
60?
Wally West's top speed.
70 miles an hour?
Jesus Christ. Post-crisis Wally can run at a top speed of 15 undecillion miles per hour, which is 850 billion, 858 million, 845,750 times faster than the speed of light.
No, it isn't. That's not real.
8.93 sextillion miles per hour. He can
Okay.
run 24,826,690 miles within 10 picoseconds.
What's a picosecond?
Smaller than a second.
Thank you.
So yeah, Wally. It is well documented that Wally is the fastest.
What? Real quick, while you're researching stuff, what speed does it say Quicksilver runs at?
Let's see.
Yeah, we should fact check. This is why we're the most unbiased comics podcast in the internet. We fact check. Live fact checking on the show. This is all, everything we say is 100% truthful. Everything.
All right, so we got to clarify: is this Fox Quicksilver, X-Men Apocalypse Quicksilver, or Ultimate Universe Quicksilver?
Fucking
Ultimate Universe Quicksilver is apparently the fastest. You can go at Mach 20.
just fucking comics Quicksilver.
Yeah, it says Quicksilver is comparatively slower than the Flash in every metric.
He's got better hair though.
I would agree.
Yeah, I think that it's style points. Quicksilver is probably better than the Flash.
Yeah, he looks cooler.
Which Flash had the hat?
Oh, that's Jay Garrick, who would be the
like the
slowest of the Flashes.
Right, because he's the lamest of the Flashes. The
Yeah,
hat slows him down. It's not aerodynamic.
Yeah, it was the 1940s
Yeah,
Flash.
stupid looking hat. You know, I don't want to call him a big stupid dumbass, but you know what? I'm going to.
He was also the one that had like that lightning bolt rod that he would throw into the room to announce that he was coming. Right?
But sure, wait, because if he runs so fast, surely he would get into the room before the rod gets there.
You would think.
Yeah, I would think. What?
You would think.
Doesn't that make sense?
All right, what's your next question?
Oh. Well, I was really hoping we could just talk about the Flash.
Do you really want to just talk about the Flash? It's very out of character for you.
Well, maybe, okay. Let's move on. Okay. So, what do we got here in the old... There's a lot of questions. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through all the questions. But let's pick one, a random. Quentin Toaster wants to know, what was the first comic you ever bought?
Oh, that's interesting. So,
a good question, Quentin. Thank you.
It is a very good question. So, the first comic I ever bought, like from a comic book store or just in general?
It's your choice.
All right. So I got the first ones I can remember actually owning. There was this big, like, sort of collected, like, Batman comic from like the 1970s. And it was a collection of stories it was like the greatest loves of Batman's life, and it were like featuring different stories of different like female characters he'd interacted with. So it was like the first appearance of Poison Ivy and Catwoman and the original Batwoman and this Vicky Vale.
The Bugman from Swamp Thing.
The Bugman from Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember like Batgirl was in there too, which is always really weird when I throw Batgirl in there. But yeah.
The Joker was in there, like, hello.
Hey.
What's that about?
It was a like Bugs Bunny dressing in drag to like trick Elmer Fudd situation.
Yeah, but Batman's not falling for that. He knew it was a Joker, but he went with it anyway because he secretly loves the Joker.
Yep.
And also, it's not a secret.
Those bright red lips are just so enticing.
I know, and his weirdly angular face. How could you resist? You know
Yeah.
the so when did you get that Batman comic?
I got it from like I think I got it from a yard sale when I was a kid.
What do you know? What like kind of roughly like what age you were?
Probably like 5, maybe 6.
And do you think that like did that start you off on like a Batman trip or like a comic strip?
Um, I mean, it definitely did because there are other comics that are in there. That's just the first one. Like I could think of. There was also this sort of this single issue Silver Surfer comic. There was a Defenders comic, which was really unique. That also featured like all of these really strange side stories with like occult characters like Baron Blood and like what's the name of Doctor Strange's apprentice who's like a big green bull guy? Clea.
Billy Gibbons.
Yep, Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top.
He might have a question for us later.
He might. But yeah, Cleo is in there. So there was like a couple of different like it was just it was a great comic like garage sale assortment of just random comics and issues.
Nice. And after that, you're like, I like this Batman guy.
Yeah. Rintra is his name.
How fast can he run?
I mean, he's a big green bull that casts magic.
To like 50 miles an hour.
He could probably run kind of fast.
If you could cast magic, you could cast yourself to run really fast.
He apparently is in the last Doctor Strange movie.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
I fucking saw the last Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah, apparently he's in there.
What what does he do?
I mean, he's an apprentice at the magic sanctuary and is like training how to use magic.
I don't remember that at all. So
Yeah, I mean, you would think that like you'd remember a giant green minotaur guy, but
yeah, I feel like I would, and I'm surprised that I don't. But I think the trick with that is I don't think I'm that inclined to go back and watch that Doctor Strange film again.
yeah.
I mean, it was fine. I didn't hate it, but
I remember people thinking it was like a little too tame for something that was called Multiverse of Madness.
well, did I talk about this on the show?
We had so many movies to get through on the Marvel thing that we did.
Yeah.
So it's totally understandable like if you didn't get a chance to really go deep dive into it.
Well, I had two opinions on it. One was like it was directed by Sam Raimi.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, going into it, me and my friend went to see it. We're both like big fans of Sam Raimi and his work in the past. And we're like, okay, we both were like, all right, we know what we're gonna get here. Multiverse of Madness. We're gonna see some really crazy, wild, imaginative stuff. Loads of cool practical effects. Sam Raimi's a great guy for practical effects. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Evil Dead and shit. Like it's gonna be amazing. There was none of that. It was like Benedict Cumberbatch on a green screen for like 90% of the film, which is fine, right? We know that Marvel do great green screen work. Their CGI stuff looks amazing, but like it felt kind of flat. We were like, we needed more of that kind of like visceral realness to it. And also it wasn't very multiversal. We were both very surprised that they didn't really seem to cross a whole lot of multiverses.
Yeah.
And
I know the scene everybody talked about was Wanda killing off the Illuminati.
Yeah, which is funny as hell. But it's probably not supposed to be funny. But like a few months later, a film came out called Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Yeah, actually, we did talk about this because you mentioned the same thing. Like you and John talked about the same thing about how that felt like it should have been a movie called Multiverse of Madness.
Have you seen that film?
I have not, but I've seen enough films. Enough like things about it and clips of it that I've picked up a lot of the gist.
You gotta see that film. I love that film. I'm like, that's exactly what Doctor Strange should have been. It's perfect. It's really like heartbreaking. It's got the right amount of like funniness and also like realness. It's strange and beautiful and surreal and just a great time. I was really surprised at how good it was, and I'm like, that's what I thought Doctor Strange would be. And it's really good. Really, really, really good. It's probably my favorite film that year. I think it was 2022. And it was really, really good. But because there's a lot of um, dimension hopping and world traveling and that. Or
Yeah.
different perspectives, I should say. You know what I mean? You see different universes, and I find that I feel like they handled that subject better. It's funny that two fucking films came out where they were talking about hopping universes,
Hmm.
and one of them was a comics thing where that happens a lot,
But it
and one
was
of them
tame in
wasn't.
comparison.
Yeah, yeah, and one of them wasn't a comics thing and blew it out of the water. It was just pure like imagination and like somebody wrote that, but not in the context of a comic or as comics as a reference. They just came up with that idea, and it's fucking great. So this is me taking on the John role and trying
Right about
to,
movies.
yeah, because I don't watch a whole lot of films. So if I do watch a film and I say it's fucking great, you guys should listen.
There you go.
That's a high endorsement from me, Mister Doesn't Watch Films. Mister Doesn't watch anything. I don't watch anything.
All right. Hey, give me 1 second.
You can have 1 sec. I'll keep talking. I'll vamp
Or
for
you
the
keep
audience.
vamping.
Yeah, you don't have to cut this bit out. I'll just keep doing my bit. So we talked about films right there. We're gonna talk some more about comics probably. I mean, I'm gonna have to check the big list that we have. We got a lot of questions, that we're not going to be able to get time to ask Corey. I'm afraid because he's a busy man. I'm a busy man. We both have lives. And we both do a lot of important things. I know Corey plays the stock market a lot. He's very good at that. At the moment, I believe he's trying to earn $1 billion in the stock market, and I
I'm
believe
back.
in him. I think he can do it, Corey. I think he can make $1 million in the stock market.
Oh, God, fingers crossed, right?
Yeah, I think you can do it. I believe in you. And what more do you need except for my belief, and also for the stock market to go the way you want it to?
Yeah.
Those are the only two things you need.
Are you out of questions?
No. How can I be out of questions, Corey? I said I had tons of questions. So many questions. We're not even going to get into all of the questions
Fair enough.
at the moment. But yeah, let me look through the Rolodex of questions that I have. Okay, I have one here from Peter Dinklage. I assume it's not that Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, no relation.
Yeah, it's probably a different one. If it is the same one, thank you for listening to the show. He wants to know what your favorite kind of chocolate is.
I can't have chocolate because I'm allergic to it.
Well, you fucked that one up, Peter Dinklage. That was your one shot. You
There
could
you
ask
go.
Corey anything you wanted. You really fucked it up, buddy.
Oh, if I could ask a question real quick though,
To
did
me or
you
Peter
see
Dinklage?
to you? Did you
Okay.
see the trailer for the new Captain America that just came out
No. When did it come out?
just this morning?
No.
All right, because we get to
It's
see
Peter,
Harrison Ford.
it's Peter Dinklage in it.
No, but you get to see Harrison Ford.
Is he Captain America?
No, it's still Sam Wilson.
Okay.
And like Harrison Ford plays General Thunderbolt Ross, but he seems to now be the president of the United States.
Oh,
They
that's
made a joke.
interesting.
They made a joke about him shaving the mustache off because he was played by a different actor in the MCU.
Is that because Harrison Ford couldn't be bothered to grow a mustache?
Absolutely not. He does not give a shit about anything. That's what I
That is
enjoyed
true.
about him.
He doesn't give a shit about anything. He's a wild character. Do you think they're gonna do the Red Hulk?
Oh no, it's in there. That's like the last thing you see is Red Hulk.
Oh, cool. So I predicted the trailer accurately.
You did.
Sweet.
That was the big reveal. Is at the end of the trailer, you see you see Thunderbolt. You see the Red Hulk catch Captain America's shield and throw it into the ground.
Do you think Harrison Ford's gonna do the motion capture for it?
Absolutely not.
That would be fucking
There's this
sweet
scene
though.
in the trailer where like he's getting shot at and he falls to the ground. And I'm like, that's a stunt double there because Harrison Ford's 80 something years old.
And he can't fall over.
No, I wouldn't trust him to. Now, um, He got cast because William Hurt died a couple of years ago, and he was
They
who Thunderbolt Ross was.
can CGI that stuff.
I mean, that's what they're doing with Harrison Ford's face because he's not doing the mocap. That's for sure.
They have AI
Yeah, Harrison Ford
technology.
is 81 years old.
They have AI technology that can mimic people's voices. They can just bring that guy back from the dead,
He is 81 years old,
and he still
and
kicks ass.
he sounds like a cement truck full of gravel when he talks.
Okay, a
They're
cement
just
truck's full of
like,
gravel don't really talk a whole lot.
It's just Sam Wilson. It's Captain America. So we're bringing you in to be a part of the government.
But doesn't that sound like a good Thunderbolt Ross though?
it doesn't sound articulate.
But he sounds like an army general.
I would just be worried at this point of casting Harrison Ford in anything because he looks like he could die at any moment.
But that would be fitting because the last guy died.
Right?
So maybe they just
now
have
Sam
Thunderbolt
Elliott
Ross.
played Thunderbolt Ross in a previous Hulk movie as well.
He would have been pretty good.
He was in the Ang Lee Hulk as
Okay.
Thunderbolt Ross. He was fine. I don't know why they just didn't try to go back that route again.
I think because they were just trying to get rid of that whole film, right?
Just trying to ignore it.
Yeah. So, like this didn't. This was not good.
I just remember like, there was a big joke about Red Hulk because Thunderbolt Ross always had a mustache, and when he transformed into Red Hulk, it disappeared.
Yes.
They addressed the fact there's a different actor playing him or whatever by having Harrison Ford joke about like, oh, I shaved off the mustache for the election.
Because historically, people don't trust presidents with mustaches.
Yeah, I guess not.
Who was the last president that had a mustache?
The last mustachioed president.
Yep. I'm gonna guess and say it was Teddy Roosevelt
Oh, there were some people after Teddy Roosevelt
with a mustache.
with a mustache. Yes, probably Taft.
Was Taft after Roosevelt?
Yes.
I know
Yeah,
4
Taft.
presidents. And
Yeah. No, so yeah, it was the last mustachioed president was Taft, and he was president from 1909 to 1913.
Okay.
Not been a president with a mustache in over 100 years.
Because people don't trust him.
Because before then it was Teddy Roosevelt and
I was
Grover
close.
Cleveland. Yeah, Grover Cleveland. Benjamin Harrison had a beard.
Beard doesn't count. Beard isn't a
Chester
mustache.
MacArthur had some sweet ass sideburns. James Garfield had a beard. Rutherford B. Hayes had a beard.
Sideburns
Ulysses
doesn't
S.
count.
Grant had a beard.
Beard doesn't count.
Abraham Lincoln had a beard without a mustache.
That's the reverse. That's double. That's not what we're talking about.
Martin Van Buren and John Quincy Adams had those big ass sideburns.
No sideburns. Get rid of the sideburns.
The mutton chops, man, just huge ones.
Don't like them. Didn't work for CM Punk. Didn't work for presidents.
I thought they worked for CM Punk.
They did not work for CM Punk.
You disagree? Okay, that's fair.
I do not think that was a good look. He looks good now, though.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, no. So we have Thunderbolt. We have Thunderbolt Ross in Captain America. He's got a big mustache, and one of the promotional posters is the Red Hulk hand like grabbing and bending the Captain America shield.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna do Hulk versus Hulk?
Hard to tell, just because I don't know how much Mark Ruffalo's heart is into doing this stuff anymore.
I mean, it's a cushy job, right?
It's a cushy job, yeah. I have not cared for anything they did with the Hulk after that single movie with, oh god, I can't remember his name now. It saved my life. Ed Norton?
Edward Norton.
Yeah, Edward Norton. Yeah, I didn't care for the Mark Ruffalo Hulk stuff. I don't like Smart Hulk, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, just never cared for it.
That's funny because I kind of did.
Yeah.
I like the idea of a Smart Hulk. I mean, I get the dichotomy of, smart Bruce Banner and dumb Hulk. Like, that makes sense. They transform into like literal opposites of each other.
Yeah.
but I always thought that there was like an interesting kind of dynamic with the Hulk being smart,
Hmm.
because the Hulk being dumb is tricky because it's like, well, it's like a runaway train. You know what I mean? Like, how do you deal with this guy? He's just gonna run and smash you up. But the idea of somebody being that strong and also being incredibly smart seems like a really good, um, like how do you beat that guy? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
in the past, if the stupid Hulk, you could just like calm him down or like trick him somehow because he's an idiot. But then if he's smart, you're like, well, how do you stop this guy? He's probably thinking steps ahead of you. You know, maybe he's that one like did you ever read the Onslaught stuff?
I'm
Um,
familiar with the Onslaught stuff. I don't
we
remember.
should. I know you wanted to do like episodes where we talked about big storylines. I'd like to
Yeah,
talk
we
about
should do an
Onslaught
Onslaught one. Yeah,
because I love
I'd
I
enjoy that.
loved Onslaught. And there's a comic, a Hulk comic, that's part of Onslaught where all of the heroes are gathered in Central Park because they're gonna try and beat up Onslaught. And Hulk, they're all trying to come up with plans. And the Hulk's like, I got a plan. So this is like Smart Hulk where he can talk. And he's like, listen, man, you guys are idiots. I'm the Hulk. I can figure this out. So he decides to, he gets a couple of other guys with him, and he comes up with a plan where he's just gonna tunnel underneath on instead of like going straight head on into Onslaught, he's gonna tunnel underneath Onslaught and surprise attack him, jump up
Hmm.
and creep him out. And he does this. He tunnels all the way through, and then pops up, finds Onslaught, catches him unaware, like beats him up, like just destroys him. So he's like using the smarts and using the strength, and he's like, "See, that wasn't that hard." And he kind of like makes fun of the other heroes while he does it. He's like, "Only I'm this smart. You guys are idiots. Captain America, what a dork. You know, I'm the fucking king around here." And then like the the background like fades away like an illusion,
Yeah.
and he's still in the base camp. And it turns out that Onslaught just knew that Hulk was coming and made him hallucinate that whole trip, and made him confess that he thought he was smarter than all of the other heroes. And so then they're like, one, it psychologically weakens the Hulk,
Yeah.
and two, it makes all the other heroes distrust the Hulk. I'm like, that's a fucking great issue. That's great
Yeah.
because that shows you what you can do with a smart Hulk. You know what I mean? Because he's still arrogant. He still thinks he's the Hulk,
Yeah.
and it
Of course.
shows. But it also shows what kind of a heel Onslaught is. It really puts him over, you know. And I'm like, this is good stuff, man.
Now, didn't they bring back like Onslaught for not Schism, but one of those Marvel events that was undone very quickly?
It was not Schism. It was oh, what the fuck did they call it? Axis.
Axis. Yeah.
I
They
hated
brought
that.
him back with like with
Red Skull.
Red Skull. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that, man. Because the thing I loved about Onslaught is when you read it all, it's you know it's the same shit that we love in pro wrestling. They
Yeah.
build them up. They build them up as a legit fucking threat, and then they find a way to logically take this threat down. And it all made sense. I really like that. To bring him back, like it's one of those things where like you have to be really careful with this. I think it's a little bit like Doomsday in that if you bring him back, you have to be really careful because he was specifically designed for this one storyline, and he got over really big in that one storyline. So to bring him back, you have to be really careful with how you approach. You can't just approach this guy like you approach any other fucking dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need to be smart about that. And I think a lot of people didn't. They were just like, "Oh, I like Onslaught. I like Doomsday. Here we go." And then they bring it back, and it's diminishing returns. It's never as good as the first time because they don't know how to do it as big and as impactful as the first time. So they actually brought Onslaught back twice. I believe they
Really?
brought
Yeah.
Onslaught back in Krakoa. There was, as far as I know, there was a big storyline with Onslaught in Krakoa. And I'm like, while that kind of makes sense, it also doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I would
So what
agree.
do you mean? Like, Krakoa is already there's already a very important ongoing storyline happening in Krakoa. You can't
Oh, it's
make
over now, though.
right. So by consequence, so is it Onslaught bit, because you can't have Onslaught being the bit player in a grander scheme. You know what I mean? If you bring him back, he's the storyline. He can't be part of the storyline that gets you towards the end of the Krakoan story. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't work.
Yeah.
You can't have Roman Reigns being like a bit part player in a different storyline. The storyline is Roman Reigns. It's either Roman Reigns or you don't put Roman Reigns on TV, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like, you can't have Roman Reigns come back and then be a bit part player in Kurt Angle's return or whatever. You know what I mean? That doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's the same here. Like, you can't use a guy like Onslaught, who's supposed to be a huge, gigantic threat, and use him as a bit part player. Doesn't work. And that's what I felt like happened with that Axis thing. They kind of cobbled together the Red Skull as Onslaught, and then the real storyline was that they switched the heroes and villains around, so the villains were heroes and heroes are villains, right? That's the storyline.
Yeah.
Onslaught's
Yeah.
not the storyline. So you're like, well, you fucked it. That's you could have got there in a different way, surely, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I kind of got off on a bit.
That's okay.
Kinda.
I asked.
Well, I've been asking you so many questions.
Yeah, it's only fair.
Yeah, nice to be asked a question or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the Wolverine and Deadpool movies coming out soon.
Yes.
Probably when this episode comes out, it's already been out for at least a week.
Yeah.
I saw a clip where they brought back the guy from the first X-Men movie as Sabretooth.
Yes.
That's
I saw
pretty
that.
cool.
Really good.
I appreciate if anything that Madonna's Like a Prayer is getting rotation again. That's a good song.
Mm,
You don't like a Prayer?
so
So Dylan, I hear your voice. It's like an angel sighing. I hear your voice. I have no choice.
so
that
it's
make you
only three siders that gets you to sing.
No, I'll sing for anything really.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Do you want to sing John a song next time he's on?
I'll sing John a song.
I don't know when the next time he's going to be on, though. This
I don't
round the
either.
world trip is probably going to take him a long time.
Especially if he's getting chased by the Undertaker.
Well, maybe he'll get it finished quicker if he's been chased by the Undertaker.
Maybe. Undertaker's just in the background taping his fists.
You know what?
Making sure Shawn Michaels drops a belt.
Here's the thing. If it's the Undertaker, like if he's Undertaker on the motorbike, sure. But if it's Undertaker just walking, dude, John's got a head start.
Yeah, that entrance is going to take a couple minutes.
Have you seen the Undertaker get to the ring? It takes for fucking ever. John's good. John's fine. If he's not on the bike, John's all right. And if he is on the bike, just like put spike strips down and pop the tires.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? John's a smart guy. I think he'll be able to figure out how to.
He's a clever boy.
He'll be able to figure out how to beat up the Undertaker and win this race around the world. I have faith.
Yeah. Just like George Michael, you gotta have faith.
I have faith that John will be able to beat the Undertaker in a around the world race, and I have faith that you are going to win $1 billion on the stock market.
And I guess it would be nice if I could touch your body, because I know that everybody's got a body like me.
I don't know if I want you touching my body.
Baby.
Is that controversial to say?
I feel like, no, I think that's fair. Hey, consent first.
I mean, listen, man, I'm okay with it, but my bat husband is really angry about the idea of other men touching me. He doesn't like it.
He's not a fan. Not a fan.
He's really jealous. He gets the big eyes,
I have an open relationship with my bug husband. It's fine.
That's weird.
Right? But he's got so many hands. I can't keep him satisfied.
The idea that anybody else would want to fuck him is bizarre.
The idea that we're having this conversation in 2024, I feel like it puts us in an exclusive club that people who are still talking about Swamp Thing and in this particular manner.
I love how this is the second time this has come up.
And organically at that.
Oh boy, I think that's a good way to end it. What do you think?
I feel like we got a little bit more time left in us. You got time?
Oh, you want more questions, huh?
Yeah. Oh no, it's already 10 over there. You said that 10 was your hard stop, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, we've already gone past that.
Oh yeah, way past it. So
Yeah. So go ahead and we'll call it.
wait. So what? You want to call it now, or you want to?
No, we'll call it now.
Okay. So no more questions. Oh, it's a shame. You had so many questions that I had to ask, but you know, maybe in the next episode.
Maybe in the next episode, and who knows? You know, John may be back, or we might just be the two of us again talking about cartoons. And
We've done a couple already. This is our third one we've done by ourselves.
Yeah, 3 of it just me and you.
We don't even need John.
No, we don't.
We don't even need him.
No, I have a friend who's listening to our episodes, and they said that John sounds like he's like done with us. I'm like, no, I think that's just how he normally sounds.
I mean, that's why he fucked off around the world.
Yeah, right.
Like, I've got better stuff.
Shout out to Shelly on that one.
Is Shelly gonna come on the show?
I don't know. That'd be a good question. I'd ask Shelly. She was telling me that with her job as a court stenographer, she has to wear this like Bane like mask. I don't quite know how that works, but
yeah, why?
That's comic book related.
Why? So nobody recognizes her?
Maybe. But anyway, folks, we've been the Smark Avengers -1 because it's just myself and Dylan. If you want to, like and subscribe us on YouTube. If you're listening to us on Spotify, if you're on Spotify, check out YouTube. Check out the Large Old Cup, which is my podcast of stream of consciousness. I added music to the last episode because I thought it'd be fun to do. Dylan, you're on Explodey Plays. Potentially have some episode of Pikmin up at this point.
Well, let's be honest, dude. I thought I would. I don't. I don't know when I'll put them up. They'll be up at some point. But here's the thing. If you go to YouTube and subscribe to Explodey Plays, just subscribe in anticipation because Pikmin will be coming. And
so I don't want to. I think it's August now.
Well, as of recording, the episodes have not been put up yet. So
yeah. So you have until August 2nd or today if you're listening to this right now.
If you here's the thing. You go onto my YouTube, go to my YouTube page now, and then check and see if Pikmin is on it. And then also while you're there, subscribe.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's great content.
Yeah, there's a lot of really fun old stuff on there. The darts game, the wrestling games, all of your Animal Crossing videos. Like, there's a lot of really fun stuff on your channel.
I'm still trying to get people over to my house, so I'm like, we got to record another episode of Bullseye because my friend Corey demands that I play this.
It was so funny. No matter where you pointed that goddamn Wiimote, it still went to the same spot.
It always went to the same spot. What the fuck, man?
If you want to follow John on Letterboxd, it's Big John Bowski. John is probably our most informed movie person here. He knows a ton and is so kind and generous and patient with us. And I feel like the episodes where he's not around, you can really tell.
He's a wonderful man. Well,
really
hang on a minute though. You don't think this one was a work of art?
Yeah, no, I think it was certainly art, but Dada is a movement where it looks like nonsense from the outside.
We talked about fucking a bug man for a long time.
Got so many hands.
He knows how to use them.
Certainly does. Little pinchers.
He's got a big mouth.
Big long tongue. It's always hanging out for some reason.
Maybe cut this bit out.
No, we're gonna leave it in. Anyway. I hope you folks enjoy. Have a great one out there. Goodbye.
Thank you for the questions, by the way, everybody who listened. We really appreciate that. That was really nice to send all those questions in, all those legitimate questions that I read out. Please keep sending your questions in. We're gonna do another episode like this in the future. So if you have any other questions, put them in the comments, and I'll read them. And we'll see who else Corey wants to fuck, marry, and kill.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, everybody. We really appreciate it.
Enjoy. Goodbye.
Goodbye. There he is from beyond the grave.
Is John dead? Did Undertaker kill him?
I mean, the Undertaker's dead, and he's chasing John.
Oh, that's true. He's in.
You know what I
John
mean?
is currently in a canoe going down the river Styx at high
Yep.
speeds, trying to stay away from the Undertaker.
We don't know what's happening.
We
That's
don't.
what could be going on. We don't know.
We don't. He's a mysterious man.
He is
All right,
with
goodbye, everybody.
Undertaker or John,
John.
but not Undertaker.
No, we all know about him. He's no longer in character all the time anymore.
Yeah, just wear the hat.
He doesn't wear the hat, and that's what matters is the hat.
Yeah, gotta wear
As
the
a hat wearer, the hat matters.
Yeah, you're always wearing that hat.
It got remarked upon to a degree at work that when I stopped wearing it to work, it was getting comments about.
Really? So that's
Yeah.
okay, because I keep drawing you with the hat because the
Yeah,
one
no, it's
picture
usually on.
The one picture you sent me, you had a hat on, so I'm like, well, that's what Corey looks like now. That's his bit.
You're honestly, people are like, I don't know what Corey looks like these days, and it's like it's that, but I have a beard.
Oh, do you want me to start putting a beard on you?
That's your call. You're the artist.
Would that confuse people?
Maybe.
Artist is a real strong term.
All right, well, we'll talk about this later. Goodbye, everyone.
Oh yeah, goodbye. Sorry.
Goodbye.
I love you.
Mm.